my name is Roslyn, a physiotherapist from Healthy Move and also an ex-Malaysian state player. I used to be pretty active in the Australian badminton scene, and that's how I got to know Kayson right here. So Kayson is our Australian national men's singles player, and he'll introduce himself a little bit more.
Hi, my name is Kayson. I am 21 this year, and a little bit about me is that my favorite badminton racket right now is the S-Strokes 88D Pro. It's 4U G5, and currently the string I use is an Energy 98. So my favorite shot in badminton is a cross-cut smash from the overhead corner. My favorite post-match snack is an up and go V hit I carry on a daily basis, and I probably buy like 100 of these every month.
Awesome. So how did you start playing badminton?
Growing up in a family with sisters who don't play any sports, it was just me who played a little bit of sport here and there. I started swimming at a really young age, and then when I got to badminton, I was 10 years old and I was always getting bullied by my cousins. So that's prompted me to pick up badminton in trainings as well. And from then on, my career just progressed. And yeah, I am here where I am because of my cousins who bullied me.
All right, what does a typical day of training look like to you now?
So usually my training sessions involve a really early morning start. We start at 6:30 to 8:30, or we start from 8 to 10. And after that, usually we head to the gym at 10:30 to 12. And yeah, that's usually what a typical day of a training session looks like.
All right, so let's dive deeper into you. Last year on your social media, I saw you had an injury, and it was a pretty serious one as well. What happened? What was the injury?
So I actually had ruptured my ACL, also known as intercrucial ligament, at the end of 2023. I ruptured mine in the first tournament. I was supposed to go to Bendigo International at the first round on the first 5 points. And yeah, from there, my life changed.
How did that sort of impact you mentally and also physically?
Yeah, I mean, physically, I could not walk for about 3 months. Like, I was on a crutch. So I had to wait for a month and a half to do surgery. And before that month and a half, before surgery, I still couldn't walk. I was still on double crutch, not a single crutch. And after that surgery as well, that took a long time for me to really get moving again because of how much damage there was in the knee as well. And how did I feel mentally? I was devastated. Like, I didn't think that I would come back and play again, and it was rough, but I was actually very fortunate enough that I had the support of the Institute of Sport.
Do you still feel that way today?
Yes. Coming back from such a life-changing injury, like, it does still scare you a little bit. I've always put it aside in my brain as a freak accident, but I think some days when my knees get a little bit sore, I think sometimes I do panic a little bit. But then also my physio said this one thing to me where he told me, you did this shot 1,000 times, which is referring to the forehand jump out shot, and out of the 1,000 times, only one time something happened, and that something, it was just a freak accident. So that actually gave me a lot of relief during those times as well, when I actually panicked a lot as well. Not many people know, but that fear factor doesn't happen at the start of your injury where you worry about, like, am I gonna redo it again? Because the first 6-7 months of your injury is just basic strength and conditioning sessions. And it's just learning how to walk, learning how to run, learning how to move again on the court as well. And that's just controlled basic stuff, no changes of variables. And only when there is more change direction and more jumps going into my trainings, and that's where I felt like, oh, am I in a bad place? Like, have I done enough? Did I practice this landing? Did I practice that landing? Because there was a lot of anxiety going into it as well, because it was a very tricky thing to navigate as well.
What advice would you give your current self, knowing, that injuries do occur?
I would really emphasize the importance of strength and conditioning. And also, like, if I'm not strong in the gym, if I'm not able to do a controlled movement in the gym, and I'm not able to do that well, how can I do that on court where there's so much variables in there as well? I learned how our body moves, how important each muscle groups are as well to support me on the court as well. I gained quite a bit of muscle mass as well. My legs have bulked up as well.
Yeah.
And they've, like, coming back on the court now, I really feel different. I really feel like I'm a lot stronger than where I was. And also I'm like a lot more stable as well. And I'm just grateful.
What do you think players, especially our junior players in Australia, what do you think they need to work on to prevent, I guess, these injuries and improve their performance?
Yeah. They can be prevented to an extent. The best way of prevention is through the gym. I've always been told to get as strong as you can get. And if a second ACL happens, that's nothing you can do about it, because ACL also depends on a lot of things like your genetics as well, like how thick and thin your ACL ligament is as well, and how hypermobile you are as well.
In terms of your recovery, what do you normally do to recover? How important do you think recovery is as well?
Yeah, I think the recovery is actually super important. Like what we see players do nowadays is they just go 5-6 hours on the court, 7 hours on the court and then do it again the next day, and then do it again the next day. I've been off the ACL rehab for about 8-9 months now, and I have, touch wood, I haven't gotten any injuries or anything yet, like any muscular injuries or anything like that, because of how much gym work we're doing. And also, like, I also personally, I like to get a massage every week or alternate week.
Good. I guess thanks for sharing your story with us. It's actually quite inspiring. Biggest take-home note is, yes, injuries can happen, but there's always ways to prevent it through strength and conditioning, through expert guidance such as your physios to keep reassessing your movements, your strength, your capacity as well, and recovery, like you said.
Yep.
Everyone's bodies can't go through daily trainings over and over again without having proper recovery too. Sleep, diet, all plays a huge role in your recovery. So you need to keep all of those things in mind, and don't wait till it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for sharing.
That's okay. Thank you for having me.
We would always love to have you back again with us.
Thank you so much.